Morning traders, and this is your South African Top 40 or JSE Aussie daily review. So yesterday we ended up with sellers pretty much in control and open and close pretty close to the same level. Okay, and that level right now is a retest of this breakout. Ignore this long tail, that's incorrect data. So we are pretty much opened and closed on this level. No, very little net movement at all. Okay, now you'll notice I'm using a different strategy today. I do have a video on this simple moving average strategy, but and I'll do a more advanced one this weekend, so just watch out for that one. Anyway, what I'm looking for on this is I'm looking for a grouping of my oscillators. I don't have a grouping just yet on the daily. I'm looking for this kind of grouping here. Although that was kind of we did move to the downside, but we didn't accelerate. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for all these oscillators to group the downside, and I'm looking for a level. So we have a level, and I'm going to put the switch to the 4 hour at the moment. So there are a few levels here. So there's one, there's another one. Or how I'm picking these levels up is these inside tails. Okay, these two here are gone. So I need to look to the next side and always look left. There's another one there. Okay, quite a bit of congestion in this area as well. And remember, we rallied through this, broke back into the congestion, then we rallied, and now we're back testing this congestion area again. Now, if you look at the oscillators on my 4 hour, we have grouped and we have actually crossed over. So this is a signal that we should be looking for longs. Okay, now as with all moving averages, you're obviously looking for the crossover as well. So I want red above, I want blue above red, but obviously on the higher time frames, it takes a bit of time. Okay, so let's just drill down to the 1 hour. You'll see we are staying below the moving averages. Red is above blue, and it's continuing. So the trend is still down. Okay, trend is still down. And the converse has happened here. You can see my oscillators have crossed over. Okay, so and you can see what I mean when they group. When they group, they move to downside. We group downside, move to the upside. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned right now, the trend is still down, but we do have some fairly significant levels here that we need to look at. And these two levels haven't really been tagged. I'm not sure what happened. Whether we did tag it on this bar, I doubt it. So these are the levels that we need to worry about at the moment. So this is 5210 and 5900. So call it 5200 and 5100. Those are the two levels that we're looking for buyers to step in. Okay, if those levels give way, we fall through, we come back and test it, then we have a situation unfolding, which would be a change in direction to the downside. Okay, these little green dots are parabolic SAR, and basically when you're above it, the trend is up, or changing when you're below it, trend is down. Okay, so what I do want to do is just want to move across to the closing range strategy, and you can see we couldn't really pick up a closing range on this one, but we haven't had much success with the closing range. The closing range has always been small, and then we've pretty much been left top and bottom of it. So it's not something that I'm looking at the moment. Once the market settles down, we'll be back on that closing range strategy as well. But for now, I'm looking for crossovers, and I'm looking for them on the lower time frames of pretty much the 12 minutes. So you can see here, we gapped up, got a crossover here, and we got a bit of a rally before another crossover and then falling to the downside. Okay, and you'll notice how your crossovers and your oscillators are all pretty much in sync. So as it stands now, trend is still down. Okay, and I still believe that we need to be watching for 5200 and 5100. Okay, those are the two areas we need to watch. And then I'm going to use these levels here because those are my two fractal levels that I'm looking for. Okay, so those were your buying entries, and breakout above, what's this one? A breakout above 55.56 will give us confirmation of a move to the upside, and a break below 53.22, then I would expect us to come down and pick up at least 5,200, possibly 5,100. If we just look to the left on the 12 minute, I don't think we'll have anything close by. No, just switch to the hour quickly and just see if we have a level there. Nothing much. I'm just looking for gaps. There's a gap all the way down here, but that's quite far away. So there's nothing really to hold up. So yeah, here's the swing high. Use this resistance, use this support. We broke through it here, and we never really came back to test that level again. So this is probably the area that I'd be really interested in looking for a long, which is 5,100. Okay, so that's kind of the way I'm looking at it at the moment. But to be at 5,100, I'd like to see the oscillators group to the downside as well, because that'll give me a bit of confidence that we have something. Could be turning out to be a double bottom. Remember, this is insignificant, this bar. It's incorrect data. I think let's just go to the 12 minutes so you can see. So you can see this is wrong. And this never happened. Okay. So yeah, we could be looking at a double bottom here, and it is oscillators group to downside there, oscillators group to downside here. So this could be playing out as a double bottom. I think this is what you need to watch out for. So a break below the low of yesterday, 53.20, that's going to bring you into 5,100. If I look at what's going on at the moment, Rand dollar is fairly stable, 14.23, and 10 cent is up 1% at the moment, and the US markets rallied a good. S&P was up 0.8%, Nasdaq was up 1%, and the Dow Jones was up 0.8% as well. Okay, so putting that all together, we should get a gap to the upside. That gap is more than likely going to be in this zone here. See, there's a bit of a trend line here, and pull back, consolidate, and then rally, or just meander like it's been meandering to the upside, to the next level. Okay. So what we're looking for today to indicate a proper trend change is a break. Let's go to the 4 hour, is another high. So I'm looking above this high, because here's the current high at the moment. It is a lower high. If we can get above it, that'll mean we're getting a higher high, and that is the first foundation for a trend change on this market. Okay, so elections are over as well. A lot of positive sentiment in the markets at the moment around South Africa, and I suspect we need to be looking for our longs. Okay, just watch out for this 200 moving average area as well, which is 51 to 41. But from where we are now, that's a good 800 point trade. Okay. Anyway, so that's kind of my view on the Aussie for today. I'm really looking for a break of one of these levels to give me direction, and my bias is that we're going to get a break to the upside. Should get a bit of a rally, hopefully a pullback, crossover, and then there's another entry for a long entry. And I would say that for the rest of the week, we can probably get a decent long week entry. If I just come to the weekly, because at this stage we have a little bit of we've got a bounce off the moving average here. Only thing that's concerning me is that we've got a crossover here. But I'd like to see another attempt at this high, which is pretty normal. Okay, you see here we had a grouping, and then we had another move, and then we came all the way down, and then we had a grouping of oscillators here. So, and that was our cue card, which was a good 9,000 point trade. Anyway, sorry, not running at 6 minutes, 30 minutes, and that's pretty much what I'm looking for at the moment. Okay, so expecting a gap up, look for the first pullback, and that would pretty much be my entry to go long. And last thing on these two stochastics, when you get a crossover like this, where they are far apart, 9 times out of 10, it is more potent of a move than just a grouping to the downside like this. Okay, so let's see if I can get an example here. See, here's a crossover apart. We had a fairly strong move, but it's not. Oh, here we go. So you can see here, far apart, we get a crossover, and then look at that move. Okay, so in this scenario here, roughly around here is where you start looking off the level, and you would have ended up with a 1,000 point trade. Okay, anyway guys, that's my view for today. I suspect we're going to bounce up, and the areas to watch is the high of yesterday. If we can get above the high of yesterday, then you have a new high in play, and that would give us the confidence that we're going to at least head back, pick up some of these 200 moving averages on the hour, the 4 hour, the 3 hour, not so much the daily, but on those lower time frames, definitely looking, and we may actually get a crossover of these oscillators here as well. Okay, so that's my view. Gap up, looking for the long to continue. If we do drop below the low of yesterday, then obviously we're looking for shorts, and those shorts may just continue down to 5,100 or 5,200. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.